But we're also talking about Monterey Park, California, and that's where the president is. He is actually going to sign a new executive order aimed at reducing gun violence by increasing the number of background checks.
This executive order comes after the shooting in Monterey Park in January, where 11 people were killed and 9 others were injured. Let's bring in ABC's Ike Ejiochi. So, Ike, break down this executive order for us. How is the president going to increase background checks, and how do they argue it will reduce gun violence?
Well, Terry, the White House is focusing on background checks first and foremost because that's the most immediate thing President Biden can do to address gun violence without the help of Congress. Now, the Biden administration believes requiring background checks for gun sales will result in fewer guns ending up in the hands of felons and domestic abusers. Now, senior administration officials say the executive order, it's aimed at bringing gun sellers who are willfully selling guns without background checks into compliance. But it'll also alert sellers who may not realize that they, too, must run background checks. Terry.
Well, the order is aimed at moving the U.S. as close to universal background checks as possible, right, without additional legislation. So how much can the administration actually accomplish on this without any additional bill?
Well, for one, the Biden administration, they hope to get as many people in compliance with background checks as possible. The executive order, it also calls for an expansion of a federal campaign promoting red flag laws. And a lot of the provisions President Biden is looking for to implement, to put in place, they've actually already been passed. That Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, it's the widest set of gun control measures passed in decades. And the executive order will direct state and local agencies responsible for enforcing that law to deliver a report within 60 days on the progress of the law's implementation. But there's also a lot the administration cannot do, and what he'll repeatedly ask Congress to do is address banning assault weapons, banning high-capacity magazines, and eliminating immunity for gun manufacturers who knowingly put weapons of war on the streets. Kira.
Well, Ike, it is clear that the president can enforce the laws on the books, but as you point out, it's going to be hard for him to expand background checks unless Congress gives him the authority to do that. President, I guess, also going to deliver remarks to the Monterey Park community, so harmed by this plague of gun violence. What do we know about that?
Well, Terry, it's likely that we'll experience another somber and reflective moment from the president. So many times now we've seen President Biden step into that role of consoler-in-chief, especially during times of national turmoil. We should expect the president to take a moment to grieve with the community, as well as similar communities across the country who experience gun violence. Biden's going to also try to offer a solution to what these communities experience after these events. We should expect the president to order his cabinet to develop a proposal for how the federal government should respond to communities impacted by gun violence. An administration official told us President Biden wants a coordinated national response to gun violence tragedies, similar to how FEMA deploys federal, state, local, and nonprofit organizations after natural disasters, Terry.
I appreciate it. We'll take the president's comments live when he steps up to the mic.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.